Hi, this is Math for Real People. So this is the last video of the series of 5. In the first 4 I taught you separately what to do when you were solving for a variable, when there was only one thing happening to it on that side of the equal sign. So this is the one where you should try to do these 4 problems right now. So if you've watched the other 4 videos, go ahead and hit pause and then finish watching this, because right now I'm just going to go over how to do all of these. Here are the steps that we talked about in those other videos. Otherwise, if you are just watching this one first for a little review, that's fine. But still, I think you should pause it and try it on your own, right? If you don't try it on your own, you'll never know if you can do it on your own. All right, so let's get going on this. Our 3 steps. What is happening? Looking at number 1, what's happening to my variable? I look only at the side with the side of the equal sign that has the variable, and I say it's being divided by something. So I need to do the opposite, and I need to multiply to get rid of that 4. I will be left with x here. So I did the opposite, and now I need to do the same thing to the other side. So I multiply by 4. 3 times 4 is 12. And now you do want to double check, especially if you're taking a quiz or a test, or pretty much any time if it's this easy, and you think to yourself, if I put 12 here, is that going to work? Is 12 divided by 4 going to give me 3? Yes, ma'am, sir. You. Yes, you. So that one is done. Then we move to the next one, number 2. And we say, okay, x minus 13. Something minus 13 equals 12. What is that going to be? Well, what's happening? The variable has something being subtracted from it. It's being subtracted. We need to, step 2, do the opposite. We need to add the 13. Remember, that turns into x plus 0, and we don't need to write that. Whatever we do to one side, we do to the other side. So x equals 25. And then you double check it. If you put a 25 in here, 25 minus 13, is that going to give you 12? Yes, you got it. And then the last part here, the third part of 4, you look at it and you say, what is happening to my variable on this side of the equal sign? You say, well, it's being multiplied. So what are you going to do? You're going to do the opposite. So you're going to divide, and that cancels out to be 1x, which is what you wanted. And then you divide this side by 7 as well, and you get 56 divided by 7 is 8. And you check, is 7 times 8 going to give you 56? Yes. And then you look at this last one here, and you say, what's happening to my side of the variable, of the equal sign, to my variable? Blech. You say it's being added to, so you need to do the opposite and subtract. And whatever you do to that side, you must do to the other side to balance it back out. And you get 11 minus 7 equals 4, and you can double check, and you can say 4, let's see if you can see that, x equals 4 right here. So 4 plus 7, is that going to give you 11? Yes, it is. So that was a review. You got all 4 of these. Hopefully you tried it before I went over it, and you got all 4 of them correct. Now there are 2 cases that I do want to look at with you. One thing is, with a problem like number 1, if you have, so you had x over 4. This is the same thing as 1/4 times x. So just be aware that it doesn't matter if you have the x on the top of the fraction or next to a fraction, it means the same thing. Whenever I see that, if I see something like, I'm going to go down here. So if I see something like 1/2 times x, I immediately change it and rewrite it as x over 2. If you have 2/3 x, you can immediately change it to 2x over 3. You can move that x if it's right next to it, and sometimes it looks like it's on the bottom when I write it, but you will see in a line or in a book that it'll be next to it. So that means the same thing. So make sure you are aware of that. The other thing I want to specify is I did not teach you what to do if x is really on the bottom. Okay, that's going to be a different video. So you don't know how to solve this just yet. if you're going with just learning from me here. So that's a different video. Also, you do not know how to solve this yet. This is different. It's more than one step. So these things right here, if you have the variable being subtracted, we did not do this yet. The variable has not been subtracted. The variable has not been on the bottom. So just recognize that those are different situations, and we'll go over those when it's more than one thing happening to your variable. Okay? Thank you.